What's going on, Lucid Airs? Wanted to make a quick video about Lucid because the stock is showing me something that I did want to see, that if you guys have been paying attention to my previous videos, I have told you guys to be on the lookout for, right? So let's just take a look at the stock, guys. So Friday, right? Right now we're on the daily, right? And this is Friday's price action. So as you guys can see, Friday, the stock broke out of this downtrend that we've been in, right, guys? So what we want to see from this stock, right now, we have a body of a candle that closed above our trend line, which if you guys have been listening to my previous videos, watching them, you know that I told you guys this is what I've been waiting for. So this stock can signal a reversal, right? So now the stock has been very choppy, and the whole stock market has been very choppy, as you guys know. So this is bullish, but it's also not definitive, right, guys? It's still not valid yet in my eyes. Anything can happen. The stock can still be shot back down, right? So we need to see trend continuation, guys. We need the stock to show us that it wants to continue to move up, right? So what I'd like to see from this stock is actually for it to continue up with another green candle coming up on Monday, or even if it comes back down and test our trend line here, and then say Monday it just comes down and ends the day around here, you know, around this level right here, around 26, but then it pops back up on Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm totally fine with that, right? But I would just need to see some kind of confirmation that the stock wants to reverse. That being said, if you zoom out, right now the stock is in a very sorry about them, delete that old trend line there. We broke below that support. But so the stock has been trading in this channel before, right, guys? So this channel is very telling. So as you can see right here, this 2242 has acted as support in the past, and so you can expect, if this stock makes a move downward, expect it to maybe bounce off this 2242 level as support, right? So, and it can also bounce off this 25 right here, 2535, right? That can also be support. So let's see. So I would say, if this stock, that's definitely a key area. This zone here, definitely keep your guys' eyes on this zone. So the stock can if it drops below this zone, so if it drops below 2546, then I would expect a move to the downside, and I would expect the stock to head down towards 2251 right now. I mean, this is working out perfectly, like I said, though. You know, we have a candle that finished above our trend line. So now we would just look for the stock to get above 28.56, and then the psychological level of $30. So if we zoom out, you can see there was a lot of action right around $30, right? So the psychological level of $30 in the past. So we would look for that to be resistance, and then if it can get above that resistance, then maybe finally we can start making a move to the upside again, right? And start seeing some more resistance around these $33 level, $33 range. But yeah, so let's take a look at an article I wanted to show you guys real quick. And it is by the Motley Fool, and I don't very much like Motley Fool. I remember all of the hit pieces they did on AMC and all that, so I just I don't like them very much. But you know, I like to consider all sides of the coin. So this one says, why Lucid stock slipped today, and this is for Thursday, guys. But yeah, it did slip on Thursday. Review. Remember, Friday made a little bit of a comeback, so that's what we're seeing Friday. But it said Lucid stock dropped precipitously in early trading Thursday morning, then made up all their losses and even began trading in the green before losing it all once again, sigh, and finally closing the day down 2.6%. So very volatile, right? The stock market has been very volatile for growth stocks. It goes on to say, so what? Investment bank Morgan Stanley UC chose today to put out a report on a survey of its clients' opinions of various EV stocks, and it turns out the survey shows 87% of its customers prefer to own Rivian stock over its rival Lucid Motors, and I don't know why they would rather own Rivian stock, but okay, I'm thinking it has mostly to do with the price target, right? I mean, with the price of their vehicles. And so let's see what it says. According to the bank, conservative expectations for Lucid's ability to sell a whole lot of 170,000 luxury electric sedans suggest that an appropriate price target for Lucid would be $16 by year end. So, analysts, Morgan Stanley coming out and saying stuff like this definitely puts a lot of selling pressure on the stock, which then converts to downward pressure, right? So and then you start seeing moves to the downside like we've been seeing. So let's continue reading here. How Lucid currently costs closer to $27 a share, however, which implies that the stock has roughly 40% downside risk in it, which is why Morgan Stanley rates Lucid stock underweight sell. Now what? Does that sound too harsh? Well, consider that that while Lucid expects to begin significant volume production this year and to sell as many as 20,000 electric vehicles, currently the stock's trailing 12-month revenue sits below $5 million, and its price to sales ratio is somewhat mind-boggling, 11,000 to 1. So yeah, we all know. I mean, Lucid needs to ramp up their production and sales, right? But I mean, they're in the infancy right now of the company, so it's kind of expected. Let's see. And granted that number could come down quite dramatically if Lucid succeeds in selling 20,000 electric buggies at $170,000 a pop this year. Still, the resulting PS on that calculation still comes to more than 16.0 versus Ford and General Motors, for example, both of which trade for a price to sales ratio of 0.6. Looked at that way, I can't help but agree with Morgan Stanley. Lucid stock simply costs too much. And so I mean they're looking at it like against legacy car makers like Ford and General Motors. I mean, they are already established companies, right, guys? But I mean, this whole and this is the funny thing is that Morgan Stanley, these are people that are like subscribed to Morgan Stanley, and I mean, so 87% of them prefer Rivian over Lucid. Okay, well, that's a very small group of people, right? And to me, it's like, I think Lucid is doing the right thing by selling their cars at $170,000 right now. It's just so they can, get this ship off the ground, right? So they can get the rocket off the ground. You gotta get more money for your cars, right? They're taking the Tesla approach and they're trying to get more profit out of their cars in the beginning, and then eventually they will scale down to cheaper versions, more affordable versions of their electric vehicles for your average consumer. So I think what Lucid is doing is right, and it's right for them to bring in more cash in the infancy of the company, right? But like I said, man, these pieces are out there, so people see this and they instantly think, well, I should take my money out of the stock, and that's why we see these moves to the downside, right? Let's take a look at one last thing before I let you guys go. I'm sorry, this one is a little bit longer than usual, so I just wanted to go over tip ranks with you guys. And so tip ranks is still giving Lucid a smart score of 7, neutral, and then tip ranks investors sentiment is very negative as of late, which doesn't surprise me. The stock has taken quite a bit of a tumble, right? It's made quite a move to the downside, trading at in the 20s, right? So that doesn't surprise me. But what does surprise me is they're saying news sentiment is bullish, right? And blogger opinions are bullish. So there's still plenty of people that think that Lucid will do well, right? And then moving averages are positive, but momentum is down 8.3 8.8%. And another good thing though is the trend. So bought shares. So 101,000 shares have been bought over the last 3 months. So that's good, right? Now, as far as analyst forecast, they're giving it a 6 and a hold, right? And so, this shows you the highest price target that they give it is a 60, the average is a 41.20, and the low is $16. Like I told you guys in the past, I think this is really, really conservative, but at the end of the day, with everything going on in the market, right, nothing surprises me anymore, right? I've been holding, and I've been, I've held through ups and downs in the past. So, you guys know any kind of news that comes out can just drag the whole stock market down, and including stocks like, EV stocks like Lucid and GGPI and whatnot, and some of your other growth stocks too, SoFi and whatever else you might have in your portfolio. But with that being said, guys, I just wanted to make this quick video because I seen that Lucid is showing me what I want to see. It's looking like it might want to break out of this downtrend, but like I said, guys, it's still, to me, it's not confirmed. It's not valid. I need to see confirmation, right? So keep your eyes out for this zone right here between 25.57 and 28.50. So let's see what happens with this stock. If Monday morning the bulls can show up and we can get above this 28.47, then I would expect another move up to around the psychological level of $30, right? From there, we've got quite a bit of homework to do and quite a bit of work to do to get above back. There's this little bit of a gap right here, right, to get up to this $33.86 level of resistance. And you know what? Let's take a look at some of these indicators real quick. I always like to look at the moving averages. So yeah, I mean, the stock is still trading way below these 20, 50, and 100-day moving averages. So the next moving average I'd be looking for the stock to come up and test would be the $35.50 dollar moving average, but it's got quite a ways to go, right? So anything can happen with the stock from now till then. All right, guys. Well, I will see you guys on the next one. Like always, I want to thank you guys for liking and subscribing, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.